We are going to perform an experiment which is to determine the dry density and water content relation by using light compaction test. So for this light compaction test we are going to need this mold, and this portion, the upper portion of this is known as the collar and the lower portion is the mold. So for this we also need a soil sample of approximately which is having a weight 2.5 kilogram, and for this we need a rammer which is having a weight of 2.5 kilogram, and from 30 centimeter height we drop this hammer. And what we do is, first what we'll do, we'll take the soil sample and add some water content, means 4%, 6%, 8%, 10% according to the type of soil. Then what we'll do, we'll mix this sample thoroughly, and then what we'll do, we'll add this soil sample into this mold in 3 equal layers. When we'll place this into, and when we'll place this soil sample into this soil for the first layer, we will take this rammer and we will drop this hammer from a height. This is having a height of 30 centimeter and its weight is 2.5 kilogram. When we'll drop this hammer, a force will be exerted on this soil sample and we will provide 25 number of blows on the soil. Similarly, we will add more sample into this, and we have to fill this mold in 3 equal layers, and for each layer we will provide 25 number of blows. Mold for which we will use for light compaction test. And first we have to calculate the volume of this mold. So let's calculate the volume of this mold. The height of this is 12.5 centimeter and the diameter is approximately 10 centimeter. So we can calculate the volume of this mold, and this is known as the collar. So what we will now do is we will add some water into this soil and then we'll place this soil into the mold. So now what we are going to do is we are going to take a soil sample of approximately 2.5 kilogram. So this is 2500 gram. So it is approximately it is 2.5 kg. So now what we'll do is we'll add water content with respect to this weight. So now we are going to add 6% water content in the starting. Then similarly we will keep on increasing the water content, like from 6 to 8%, then 10%, then 12%, up to which the maximum weight, when the maximum weight of the soil is achieved. So now we have taken water, 150 ml water, which is 6% of this. So now we will add this water into the soil. This is 100 ml, and then we'll add 50 ml more into this soil sample. Now we will mix this sample thoroughly. Now we have applied oil inside the mold. Why we have applied the oil inside the mold? Because after completion of this experiment, the soil can be removed easily from the mold. Now we will apply collar on the top of this mold, and we will tight the collar and we will screw this. Now what we will do is we will add this soil which is having water content of 6%. Now we will add this water, this soil into the mold. Now we are adding this soil into this. So we have to keep this in mind, that we have to add this soil into 3 equal layers. So we have divided this soil into 3 portions. Now what we will do is, you have seen As you can see that we have already filled this mold. Now we will take the rammer and will provide 25 number of blows into this mold. As you can see that we are dropping this hammer from a certain height, which is 30 centimeter in this case, and weight of this hammer is 2.5 kilogram. So you have to keep counting the number of blows. It should be 25, and we have to move the position of the rammer also, so that it can be compacted at every place. So as you can see that the soil is compacted, will provide total 25 number of blows. Now we will add more soil into this mold, then again we'll repeat the procedure and will also provide 25 number of blows into this. So it does not necessarily mean that 2.5 kilogram of soil can go inside this mold. So whatever the amount of soil can go, we'll try to add the soil into this mold. So as you can see, we are again providing 25 number of blows to this soil sample. So we have already applied 25 number of blows to this sample. Now we will add some more soil into this, and then in the this is the third layer which we have added into this mold. Now again we are applying 25 number of blows to the soil sample. You have to keep changing the position of the rammer, so that from every point it is compacted. After completion of this, we will remove the collar. So the compaction of the third layer is also complete. So now we will unscrew this and will take the collar out of this mold. Now we are leveling the surface of the mold, and now we will take the weight of this mold. Now we are taking the weight of this mold, but we should know the weight of this empty mold first, then we can deduct the weight of this empty mold from this, and finally we can calculate the weight of soil which is into this soil mold. So this is 3 kilogram and 696 gram. 3696. We will note down the weight of this mold with soil. So this is the soil sample. If we are taking the soil sample as oven dried soil, then we do not have to take sample from this mold, and we will not keep this soil sample into the oven, because we already have oven dried the soil. But in any case, if we are unable to take the oven dried soil, then we have to take a sample from this soil sample, and we have to keep that sample into the oven to determine the water content. Now in our present case, we will take the water content as 6%. Now we will empty this mold. Now we will again apply some oil inside the mold. Now we will again add water into this. We will increase the water content by 2%, and then we'll mix it thoroughly again. Then repeat the same procedure, and we will repeat the same procedure till we'll get a decreased weight, or the weight of this soil sample starts to decrease. Now we will break the lumps of this soil and we'll add 2% more water content into this, and then we'll mix it thoroughly again. So as you can see that we have already mixed. Now the total water content in this is 8%. So we will again repeat the same procedure, and we'll divide this into 3 equal portion. Now again we are adding soil sample into this mold, and we'll compact it into 3 equal layers using the same method. As you can see, the compaction of the first layer is complete. Now we will add more soil sample into this mold, and then again we will apply 25 number of blows into this layer. And now we have filled the third layer. Now we will start compacting it again. Now again we will unscrew this and remove the color from this, and then again we will take the weight of this soil mold. We have to remove the excess soil from this mold. The trimming of soil is done, so now we can take the weight of this mold. So the weight of this soil sample is 3802 gram. So now we are going to add 10%, means 2% more water content into the same soil sample. Then we'll determine the weight of this. We will keep on doing this till the weight of this soil sample is starts decreasing. Now we have added more water content in this, and now the water content is approximately 14%. So in this case we will see whether what is the weight of this soil sample. So we have already filled the first layer. Now we will start compacting this again. We are filling the third layer. Again we will repeat the same procedure, and then we will take the weight of this soil mold. So now we will remove the collar and trim the excess soil from this mold. We have to do this very slowly, so that excess soil should not be removed from this mold, and the weight, so that we can calculate the exact weight of this soil sample in the mold. Now we will measure the weight of this mold, which is having a water content of 14%, and it is 4030. Now again we have to repeat the same procedure, and by adding 2% more of water content into this. It is continuously increasing and at 14% we have got the weight as 4030 gram. Now we will calculate the weight of this soil sample at 16%. Now we have added 2 more percent of water content into this. Now we will again repeat the same procedure, and then we will measure the weight of this at 16% water content. So now we will trim the excess soil from this sample. Now at 16% we will measure the weight of this mold. So the weight of this mold with soil sample having 16% water content is 3961 gram. So the weight is 3961 gram. So as you can see that it keeps on increasing with the water content, but at one point when excess water is water more than this percent is added, then the weight starts decreasing. The empty weight of this mold is 1966 gram. Is 1966 gram. So we know the volume of this mold, we know the weight of this mold, we can calculate the density from this. So at different water content we know the weight of this mold with soil. So it is in first case it is 39696. Similarly we have other weights. So now we will what we will do is we will deduct the weight of this empty mold from the so weight of this soil for 6% is 1700 grams. Similarly we have calculated the weight of this compacted soil at different water contents. So now we will calculate the bulk density. It is weight divided by the volume of the mold. So the weight is 1700 and we will divide it by 981. So we can calculate the bulk density at this percentage of water. So in this case it is 1.73. Similarly we can find the bulk density at other percentages of water. So we have calculated the bulk density at different percentages of water content. So now what we are going to do is we are going to determine the dry density using this formula. So how we can calculate the dry density? It is 1.73 divided by 1 plus water content, which is 0.06. So from this we can calculate the dry density of the soil sample, and it is 1.63. Similarly for others we can calculate the dry density also. So for the other cases we have also determined the dry density, and it is in this is in gram and this is in centimeter cube. So it is 1.73 gram per centimeter cube. Similarly for other cases the unit is gram per centimeter cube. For the bulk density it is maximum bulk density is 2.1 and the maximum dry density is 1.84 at 14% water content. Now we can as you can see that we can draw a graph between dry density and water content at like a similar kind of graph we can draw for our values. So students, second experiment is to determine the water content and dry density relation of soil using heavy compaction test. First was to determine water content, dry density using light compaction test, and this is a heavy compaction test. Everything we have explained in the first experiment will remain. Of filling the soil in 3 layers, we have to fill the soil in the same mold which is having the same volume in 5 layers, 5 equal layers, with using earlier we were using this rammer which is having a weight of 2.5 kilogram, but now for heavy compaction test we will use this rammer which is having a weight of 4.89 kg, and the height of fall of this hammer is 45 centimeter. The height of fall of this hammer was 30 centimeter. So the height of fall of the rammer changes, weight of the rammer changes from 2.5 to 4.89, and number of layers changes from 3 to 5. Everything else will remain same in this experiment.